closer. The heat wafting towards us from behind is barely enough to fight the cold radiating through the glass doors. I kneel down to face her and offer to play a game as we wait for her mom to come. All the other children have been picked up early due to the earthquake warnings, but now it is just the two of us playing ayatori with a red string found in my pocket. Her hands, which were hesitant at the beginning of our game, now reach confidently through the gaps and pinch the intersections. As she pulls the string closer to herself, her hands start shaking again. At first, I think she's worried that her mom still hasn't come, but then I feel the tremors in the ground. The quaking grows stronger as I grasp her hand, still clinging onto the string, and search for cover. Speeding down the hall to the nearest classroom, I pause for a second to check the time. It is
2:46 p.m., face pressed against the floorboard as chairs rattle, shelves tumble, shaking to the beat of Mother Nature's drum. A cacophony of confusion punctuated by the shrill cries of fellow workers from beneath desks and cubicles affixed to falling walls. Window panes rupture, sending crystal missiles through the sky. We are caught in the heat of battle, left fending for ourselves against the chaos. Buildings just outside our office windows sway, helpless stalks against the wind. We are rocked by the earth, left waiting for an end, but time is infinite. Now, more than a minute in, hunched on all fours, I am panicking as I remember my younger sister 2 towns over, working at a local daycare center. Is she safe? My imagination has me on edge, but my thoughts are interrupted by the sudden recovery of control as the ground comes to a standstill. Is this really it? We all stand, awkwardly unsure of what to do. Voices echo across the room as we verify that everyone is safe. Instinctively, I pick up my phone to call my sister, but
all I hear is a busy tone. She cries beside me as I hold the phone tight against my ear and try hard not to join her. The ceiling above snows dust onto us as we try again and again to reach the outside world. "Mama!" she screams as I pick her up. "Mama!" My thoughts echo her call. We push through shattered doors to find our small town at our feet. From beneath fallen walls, bloodied hands emerge like flowers springing from the earth. We believe the worst is over, and even her tears turn into cries of joy as she sees her mom coming towards her. We burst into smiles until we see the alarmed look on the older woman's face. "Hurry," she says as she takes back her daughter. "The danger is not over." I look around and see that the need to save has become more urgent. People call out to their loved ones, and I remember my phone, still silent in my hand. I press it once again to my ear in a futile attempt to reach my brother, who has never felt further away. Panic fills the air as the blaring of tsunami sirens deafens us. Yet, like a general's whistle, the alarm spurs to movement.
like a shepherdless herd, we make our way en masse to higher ground. The roaring of the siren makes us all uneasy, as if the apocalypse were upon us. We anxiously await the meeting of sea and shore. And then the chaos comes. Dormant beast rising from the depths, hell's fury free falling in the form of waves, monstrous force hell-bent on our destruction, and all I can do is watch as my country goes under. Still praying that my sister somehow evaded the tide. Capsized concrete towers dragged through the cityscape, fishermen ferried back into their flooded homes, buses and cars strewn among the contents of people's lives. Somewhere in the wreckage are our hopes and dreams. We watched in devastation as onyx waves pound against factory walls, ships are turned to tinder, and our silence turns to tears.
That blind, as a blanket is placed with care around my shuddering shoulders. But that does little to stop the shivering that began when I entered the shelter. I can barely raise my eyes to meet those of the rescue worker, but when I do, the empathy in his expression brings forth a new wave of hoarse cries. Awkwardly, he speaks to me in a language that I do not know, but the meaning of which I understand. I nod, I shake my head, I tell him thank you. I want to tell him how much it means that he, a foreigner to our lands, is helping us through our hard times. But I can barely make sense in my own language, much less his. I do not know if he understands, but he hands me the phone I was clinging onto when the waters pulled me away from the earth and to what I assumed was certain death. "My brother," I try to tell him. "I must find my brother." His lips move, but the moment of connection we had is lost. Quickly, I search my pockets for my wallet, which holds a soaked image of my family. Carefully, I pull the disintegrating picture from its pocket and show it to the man. I have to find my brother! I sound hysterical as I point at his face and repeat the same words.
Over and over again. Is there anyone who can help me? Japanese volunteers struggle, attempting to meet demands made by the influx of incoming strangers. Everyone has lost something. In the corner, a father weeps. His daughter's head rests in his lap. Her eyes, red with grief, meet my gaze. Her mother won't be found. I am now pacing, as if pacing could move me closer to an answer to all of these questions, as if pacing could stir me from this indeterminate course of action, as if pacing could replace my conscious thoughts with something other than these horrific visions of my sister lost at sea, these vivid illustrations of a more than possible reality. I need a break from the contained chaos of my mind. Across the room, survivors gather around a wall, its surface littered with papers documenting the dead and listing the living. Maybe my sister is somewhere on that latter list. I make my way through packs of people to search for her name, but where do I begin? With the living or with the dead? I check both walls 3 times over for any note directed to me, but there is none. Yet somehow I know she's out there.
Somehow I know he's alive.
Until I find her, I won't give up.
I just want him to know that I'm right here, waiting,
searching, hoping. Thank you.